Hey everybody, it's Vincent Meza with Listings to Leads, and today it's our Get Started class. So this is always a great resource for our new clients and our older clients that just want to check in and see what's new. We're going to talk about the basics, how you set everything up, how you can market your listings, how you can get more listings, how you can use our landing pages, all kinds of fun stuff like that, right? But what I definitely want to ask before we get started is what is on your mind? What are you looking for right now? Summer's over. We got about 3 months work until Thanksgiving when most realtors take their winter nap. So what is it that you want to achieve in the next few months here? And then we'll make sure we address that. Listings to Leads is a great marketing platform. We've got a lot of tools, whether you have listings, we have tools if you don't have listings. We have tools for social media. You have tools that you can blast out in your CRMs and also use in print and on Google. So there's a lot to it and it has a lot of coverage. As long as you're using it, it can be really effective for your business. So let's go look here. Just started from Web Designer. So Alexia learned about us from your Web Designer. Got it. And Ballin. Yeah, Lori Ballin. Boy, she's been a client of ours for years and keeps telling everybody why she likes it so much. And Judith wants to increase your listings and hit the ground running in January. Awesome. We're going to definitely talk about some of the things that are going to help you get more listings. So let's dive into the system. And as we get in, I want to focus first on what do you do to turn everything on? Okay. And when you log in, if you're a current client or if you're a new client, we drop you right here on account setup. And this does kind of everything, but it's actually not perfect. So I just want to do it the old fashioned way. And that's because we keep adding more tools to this. And frankly, our wizard is not fast enough to keep up. Right. So here's where you want to go. You want to go to your profile down to the bottom left, and you want to click on auto posting right here. Now, auto posting is for auto posting your listings and landing pages. So you click these buttons here, you connect to your business pages, and you see them here. Real Estate Test is the name of our business page, and they're on, and you save them. Over here, if we click on listings, you're going to see the custom content. You don't really need to mess with that. But Property Valuation Plus is a home valuation landing page. So if you want us to auto post this once a month or once a week to your socials, just set that up right here and save it. There's a down payer assistance landing page. You could do that as well. And there's a new construction landing page. Now I'll show you where the landing pages are. You can customize those if you want, or you can just use them as default. Another important thing to do here in the profile is go to CRM integration. If you're not familiar with Listings to Leads, our goal is to capture leads. There's a lot of tools here that you might feel like, oh, I have that. I already have that for my company. And you may already have virtual tours and flyers, but there's really no company out there that's capturing the volume of leads that we are. And you'll notice there's a lot of call to actions and you want a CRM basically. If you don't want to have a CRM, I don't really know why you want to work with us because you're going to start getting a lot of leads and I just don't quite know. To convert leads, you're going to have to need some kind of drip campaign at very bare minimum. Now, if you don't have one, however, we do have our own follow-ups over here, and we'll go check that out in a little bit, but you really need some sort of drip campaign. All right. So that's the profile there. Over here on the left, we've got a couple of sections that we want to talk about: ads, socials, client reviews, and possibly follow-ups. Let's click on follow-ups since I was mentioning regarding the CRM. So we actually have our own drip campaign. This one looks a little more complicated. When you log in, you'll see a buyer lead follow-up and a seller lead follow-up. You just turn them on. Now, if you want, you can drill down, you can click on the link and you can read everything. And that's cool for realtors who like to do that. If not, and you want a drip campaign that's very effective, but I just turn them on. If you want, we also create it in Spanish. So it's up here too. That's in follow-ups. Up here, it says client reviews. And if you're capturing reviews on Facebook or on Yelp or on Google or on Zillow or wherever they are, you can add those here into our system. Some you can import and some you can just copy and paste over manually. But at that point, we create a client review website and we recommend that you use this. You just post it up on Facebook. Whenever you get a review from your client, all your reviews will be here. And you tag your client because then all their friends and family are going to see all your reviews. They're also going to see our 3 leading landing pages. So if anybody clicks on any of these, you're going to get a lead there as well. They're also going to see all of the PDF guides that we've written. You are branded on every page. We're going to go look at these a little bit in a few minutes. But anytime they want to download one of these, they've got to give you their contact info. Okay. So there are 40 for home buyers and 40 for home sellers. Lots of opportunity for you to capture leads there. And all of the listings in your account will also be here. Okay. And if you've got listings, if you've got borrowed listings, you got FSBOs, they're all going to be on this one page. And then as we click into that, you'll notice that we've created a single property website for every one of your properties. Right? And if you scroll down the single property website, everything you'd expect there about the home details, a lot of great marketing. Again, the PDFs so that maybe people got here and they want to capture leads or they want more information so we can capture leads. So everything starts to get into, there's a lot of call to actions, a lot of opportunities for you to capture leads. So that client reviews is over here, not something that you have to be actively working all the time. But if you also add your reviews, they will show up on your single property websites and on your virtual tours. And that can be helpful because if somebody's looking at a home for sale and they can see that you've got a lot of recommendations, that might just help you out. The other section that you need to turn on is called socials. Now, socials is really like, it's social content is what it is, right? And we add, oh my God, we added 20 topics. This is going to scare me here. When you come here the first time, let's see here, it's going to tell you, it's going to ask you to just connect your social media accounts. So even though we asked you on the previous page, this is doing a different function. So you connect all your social media accounts. Then it's going to ask you what days do you want us to post? And then it's going to ask you what topics. And there are there are 80 different topics, 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm totally getting confused. These topics are 50 topics and they're real estate related. Okay. There are things about holidays, things about home design, right? Things about outdoor living, maintenance, just real estate adjacent stuff, not deep industry stuff, more colorful, more conversational. If you want to click the eyeball, you can see all the articles that we've written, but most clients just click the circle and select the topic, right? And one topic or two that I really recommend is right up here. Now, I mentioned the PDF guides a couple of times, but if you click these two so that they're green like this, that's going to tell us to auto post these PDF guides. And whenever we do that, we put a landing page. So if you want to do things manually by hand, you certainly can. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. But if you want us to do it automatically to your social media accounts, you do that right here. So just a lot of content. This is a kind of a set and forget area. And what's cool about it is we write it very lightly. It's not like deep industry stuff here. And we have found that people are just interacting with that, right? Like the followers on your pages are like, oh yeah, I like this. And they just start chatting about it. And that's really what you want content to do. You don't want it just to fill space. So turn that on. I definitely recommend that. And then the last part of setup is ads. And this is one of the most powerful parts of our whole platform. Running ads on Facebook for buyers is super smart. Running ads on Google for listings is also very smart. So you can do both from this section, and we'll give it a second while that bakes, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we actually have software from both Google and from Instagram, and from Facebook. When you come here the first time, it will not look like this. It will have a big button on it that says connect to Facebook. And you click that, and then it takes you to Facebook and it shows you your name. Is this you? And you say yes. And then the next page will be, what business pages do you want? And you choose your real estate business page. And then you come back here and this will all look blank. Here we've got pooled ads. So whenever you run an ad, we have a thumbnail of it here and you can see the results. So you'll be able to see how many leads you got and also your cost per lead. You'll notice that this is $4.80 a lead, right? $1.86 a lead. So lead cost is different. It's different all over the country and different by times of day or whatever. I'm not exactly sure, but cost per lead is a moving target. I'll give you some averages in a few minutes. But once you get here and you've connected Facebook and you connected Google, you're going to see that you can create a listing ad, a landing page ad, and a PDF guide. Before we get into creating those, let's dive over to the PDF guides. I've mentioned them a couple of times. These are all pre-written, right? And when you set up on your and I forgot to mention it on the profile, that's where you upload your logo and you set your color scheme. All right. And then that means that these PDF guides will all have your logo, your picture, your contact information on every page and your color scheme flowing throughout. If you want to concentrate on buyers, you'll notice we have 40 PDF guides for buyers. If you want to concentrate on sellers, you'll notice we have 40 PDF guides for homeowners. I had spoken to somebody recently and they're saying, hey, we know foreclosures are coming. We want to get in front of it. What can we suggest? And I said, go here and get this report. Right here, you can run an ad by clicking this button and run an ad on Facebook. Right here, you can share it to your social media. Now, I did just show you a couple minutes ago that on the social page, we can do that for you automatically. But if you like to do things manually, that's where you do it right there. And then there's an e-flyer for your database. And you'll see us mention this many times because every kind of tool, if you've got a database of hundreds or thousands of leads, you got to ask yourself, are those people calling you? Or are you just putting a drip campaign that's not really moving the needle? If you're blasting out our tool, there really is something of value. And there's always a link that they can download that, but they're going to have to give you their contact information. So you're going to reactivate the leads in your CRM. And I highly recommend taking at least one of our tools and blasting your CRM on a weekly basis. Could be about a PDF guide. It could be about a listing. It could be about a landing page. But in this case, we're looking at PDF guides. So you got an e-flyer for your database. You've also got print flyers and postcards and door hangers and a landing page. And all of the solutions to market any PDF guide are pointing to a page like this. And so in order to download the report for free, you got to give up your contact information. And that's how we're capturing leads. And then we send them to your email. If you've connected your CRM, we're going to give you a copy there too. That's the PDF guides. We've also got a landing page section. Now, when you come here the first time, you will notice that you have 3 landing pages. All right. Free home values, down payment assistance, and new construction. You can always get in there and I'm going to click edit real quickly. You can always edit these things, right? So you might have a new construction project that it's in your area and you're focused on. So you can change this and edit it. If you want to edit lead form text, that's over here on the left. I've got a cool timer there. You can add that and update the time, stuff like that. You can even put a little video there. If you've got a cool video, you can snap that in there. Let's see here. I got a question. If you do not have a website yet, you don't need a website to work with us, Judith. And frankly, websites are great. I know for years realtors want them, but they're not typically great at capturing leads. And so there are a lot of tools here that you can use. You can get out in high traffic areas like social media and capture leads. So you won't really need a website to take advantage of this. So this is a freestanding landing page, right? If we look at it like this, We can say, okay, I get it. There's new construction. I can customize what it is. I can change the picture. I can talk about the local project if I want. But then you want to figure out, how do I get it out in the market? If I click on advanced options, you'll notice that we have QR codes and embed codes. You'll notice that we can turn on auto posting. And then there's just straight, you can print this, right? And get something out there. But also, after you've created your landing page, the thing that most agents want to do is they want to run an ad, right? And that's because running ads on either Facebook or Google, these are the highest traffic sites in the country and on the internet, definitely in the United States. If you got PDF guides with landing pages and the ability to capture leads, you want to get more people to see it, right? So if you want to do things in print, you can print things, that's low cost. You can door knock them, that's low cost. Or you can stuff them in an envelope and mail them, right? And that has more cost, but sometimes that can be more effective, right? But when we're looking at Facebook, the simplest thing, if you want to have a buyer, is to market a home that is for sale, right? And just leave it on default settings and click create an ad. And we have basically the Facebook software built in. So everything that you need to check to have an effective ad, we check it automatically, right? We can tell by what you're clicking on of what your goal is. And so if you want to customize things, you can expand the radius, right? It's usually 50-mile radius minimum, but maybe you want to expand it because you live in an area where more people want to see it. We put a $35 budget for 7 days. Okay. So you can't spend more than $35. And what you should know is buyer leads right now cost about $3 each in the US. Okay. So you can expect 10 or 11 leads for a $35. If you got a super awesome home, there's the average home that you sell. And then one day you get like the super marquee property, you might want to increase the budget so more people can see that, because it's not that they're showing these ads on Facebook and hundreds or thousands of people will see the ads, but the leads come from the people who click on it. So if you want to just be building your brand, say, hey, I sell these high quality homes, you might want to increase your budget and increase that radius. Go here and see, is it possible that you add hashtags to social media content? We do add hashtags to social media content. Yeah. When we do auto posting, we do that. When we do ads, we don't do that. And that's because ads, it doesn't matter if you put a hashtag or not. What matters is, are you putting money behind it or not? And that's what gets the exposure on an ad. But when we're doing auto posting, we do put hashtags. And we use those hashtags on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. So one other thing, just in case, if you're getting into video or you want to upload a different photo, you can go right over here to change image/video. And you could do something like that. Some of you are starting to get confident enough to whip out your smartphone and do a walkthrough and talk about the home you're selling. If you are, I definitely recommend that you have a video running to get that. Now, this is all you got to do is click publish. You might want to customize this, right? You might want to say great schools, right? Maybe there's something that you don't see on this ad and you want to update that, right? But the simplest thing is click on the property and click publish. It's that easy to run that. And just to be clear, the fastest, cheapest, simplest way to get buyer leads anywhere in the US is by doing what I'm doing right now. These leads would cost about $3 each. They are pre-populated by the Facebook profiles. We all need our correct phone number and email just to access our own account. So they're pretty good leads. And I know, actually had a phone call with a guy this morning. I don't want to hear about Facebook leads. I know they're crap. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I got clients that are telling me they're great. So you go your way, we'll go ours. And that's really the truth. I think prior to the interest rates ticking up in the US, there could be a case made that people are just clicking around on Facebook and they're not really interested, right? But we got to be serious and reasonable with ourselves. You're not ever going to convert more than 3 to 5% of any leads from any platform, right? But what we have going on Facebook is the reality that you all know. Inventory is tight and people have been looking for a long time for a home, but inventory is tight. Are they having to adjust higher interest rates? Of course they are. And as they do, they start to click and they really want help. And you should definitely have a plan of how you're going to reach out to those people, text those people, get your drip campaigns going, get whatever MLS search thing going. These people are working in the same difficult market that you are, and finding a home is not easy. So respond to those leads. Let's see. Let's go over here. Let's see a question. Just rented a house quickly with this ad. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's hard to find properties in any shape. Yeah. What's the difference from you guys running the ads than yourself? Meaning if you paid our team to run the ad, or what's the difference from running it on Facebook? Okay. So we do have managed services, which means we have our own in-house team that'll do these functions for you. You'll run the ads, they'll do some of the things I'm going to show you here today. And those things are great to help you get more listings and get more buyers. The way they do it, the difference is I'm going to charge you $500 a month to have our people do it. Otherwise, you can click the buttons just like I'm showing you right now. 99% of our clients just do it themselves. Why? Because we make it so easy. It's 2 clicks. You can do that. So if not, and that you can't do that, and we actually have clients that don't have time for that, then yeah, we'll set it up. We'll have one of our people manage this for you. But what they're going to manage is exactly what we're looking at right here. So right here on this, we're just talking about how to get buyer leads, right? Get a home that's for sale and put it in there. But you also can use a listing ad to get listing leads. Okay. And very simply, I think a lot of people ignore this or forget it or neglect it. But marketing a home that is already sold in our world is designed to get you listing leads. Okay. I don't know if you remember, but I said that getting a buyer lead from Facebook costs about $3 each. When you run a sold ad just like this and you click publish, Facebook charges around $7 per lead. They know these are more valuable to you, so they charge you more. Now, you might want to customize here because this ad can work and this ad cannot work. And it's frustrating if you run an ad and you get 0 results or you get 1 result, right? And that's because when you're running a sold ad, this is not that exciting. But if you say, look, we sold this in 7 days, you might get my interest. If you sold above asking, that's also important, right? And if you got multiple offers, right? The buyer's still looking. This is, if I own a home and I'm thinking about it, I'm more likely going to respond to this ad than if I didn't have that text. Very simple, but that's how it works, right? As I mentioned, these leads cost around $7 each. So you divide 7 into 50 and you can get some ballpark of how many leads you would get for that. I will say this too. Some of our clients have realized by running an ad on a home that is pending or under contract is actually a cheaper way to get a listing lead. Okay. So you know that marketing a home that is for sale is going to get you buyers. And you know that things are just choking up on my browser here. So give me a moment. You just saw that if I run an ad on a home that's sold, it's going to get me listing lead. But now if you run an ad on a property that is pending or under contract, it's also going to get you listing leads. But the cool thing about this is Facebook doesn't quite know what to do with that ad. And it is designed to get you listing leads, but they don't price it that way. And what I'm saying is they will charge our clients often something like $2.50 per lead. So if you're running a $50 ad and you divide 250 into it, you're going to get 20 leads. If you were running a sold ad, you're going to get a lot less, right? So that's the nature of running different kinds of ads, getting different kinds of leads at different costs, right? So that's just on the listing marketing side. You should bare minimum be running ads on homes that are just listed, open house, and just sold. That's the minimum you should be doing if you got listed. Now, we talked about PDF guides earlier. You can run PDF guide ads from right here. And it's pretty simple. Here's one, 5 dangers of overpricing. Click it here, create ad. And here it is more complicated. You got to type in the name of the town that you want it to show. Right. And then you click publish. And you can see it's already pre-written download. So they're going to click on it to download it. They got to give you their name, email, and phone number. It's already populated from their profile. So it's very easy way to do this. However, these leads cost more. These leads cost about $10 each. And if you got a $50 budget, you're going to get about 5 leads. Now, I don't want to discourage you. You have to think about your market, right? Your average, your median home price, right? Because as I go through and show you ads, leads are costing more and more because we're going from buyer leads, which are inexpensive, to seller leads, which at the high end are more expensive. But if you do the math and you realize how much money does it take for me to get a listing, that's math you want to understand, right? And so here, you're running ads, you're getting leads for $10 each, doing something like this. Now, the last thing kind of ad that you can run here is a landing page ad. And it's pretty easy if you want to run new construction. You just click it and type the tail here. But you can create your own iBuyer pages. You can create FSBO landing pages. So this is designed to get people who are FSBOs. I don't know if I recommend doing that, running an ad like that on Facebook, because it's like using a shotgun when you really need a rifle approach, right? Not everybody is a FSBO. So if you're running an ad on Facebook, it may not be effective because you can basically not target these people. But the thing that is most interesting to realtors is Property Valuation Plus, which is our instant home value. And there are some pluses and minuses with this. And I'm going to walk through this with you. One, this is the most expensive seller lead that Facebook will sell you. Okay. If you've got a landing page created for your favorite town and you type in the name of your favorite town, that ad is going to target those people, right? But there's a couple problems with that. If we had been talking 5 years ago, you literally could say, hey, I want people with this net worth who own a home in this town to see this ad. And that's all I want to see. And then those are great dates. Those leads are high quality. They are really solid. But you can't do that anymore. And there's a couple things that are working against you. And I'm going to show you one of them. The first is that 15-mile radius. Okay. The 15-mile radius now is not effective at all. This little area here in the middle of my map, this is Pleasanton. I think there's not many people like that. What's the population? Small town. But the problem is a 15-mile radius is going to hit everybody you can see in this map. And that's a lot of people. And your ad that's talking about Pleasanton is showing up in people where it's not relevant. Okay. So that is a problem. And that's where you want to learn about custom audiences. You can actually create a custom audience. You can buy that list from Rebind or whatever company, and you can create a custom audience in our system, and you should all be doing that. And then you hit retarget, you type in the name of that audience. Guys, I got like some landscapers chopping trees. Can you hear that? It's down across the street, but loud as heck. You can do that sort of thing, use a custom audience if you're going to run home value ads. I think right now, because of the limitations that are kind of default to Facebook, this kind of ad is not very effective. for at least 50% of our clients. If they go through the effort of getting a list and creating custom audience and targeting those people, that actually makes it very effective. If you're going to be in real estate for more than 5 years, you want to find the companies that supply those lists. You want to get those lists inside of your Facebook account, and you want to keep targeting those people with your ads whenever you have something that's relevant to them. That is a very simple statement. It's a very true statement. Facebook is awesome when you have custom audiences, when you're trying to get home listing. Okay. I'm going to try to get back to the ads pages. Going a little slow. To create a custom audience, you go right here. It says create custom audience. And you type in the name of whatever you want to call it. And we even show you the format of what your spreadsheet should look like. And then you upload it, and that list will live in your private Facebook ad account. It will, even if you stop working with us, it'll be there, and you should still use it for your business, because targeting homeowners is impossible without it. Well, what else do we need to talk about? Google. Google, you can run IDX ad, which is driving to your property search page. You can run a landing page ad and a PDF guide ad, right? So it's almost the exact same process. It's just, it's different software. It doesn't matter to you what software it is, right? You don't want to know what's behind that. But in this case, I got Google software. And I'm going to do a search here. There's one, where is it? Divorce and real estate. Now, we don't want to talk about divorce and real estate, but let's be real. Divorce still happens. And we've got a report that you're branded on that's just a valuable tool to think about if you're going to go through divorce. So if I'm targeting Pleasanton, and I'm going to assume that maybe this year somebody's going to get divorced, what does this look like when we're doing this, right? All you got to do is type in the name of the town and click publish. If you click view link, you don't need to click view link, but if you do, you're going to see the landing page that we're driving people to in order for them to download the report, right? And if we go down here in advanced options, you're going to see that we've got all the keywords. And you may not know this, but this is what ads are based on, right? You need headlines, you need property descriptions, and you need keywords. We're doing it for you automatically. And these keywords are changing based on what report you're using, right? So it's really important that you start to think about Google, especially if you're going to be in real estate. Okay. If you want more listings in real estate, you need to figure out a Google strategy. There are a lot of companies out there that'll charge you literally thousands of dollars to run ads for you on Google. And I talk to realtors every day who are doing it. Maybe not every day, but they're charging a whole heck of a lot. And there's a reason why. They understand these are high quality leads. I'm showing you Facebook right now to give you a little indication of why it's the number 3 website in the country. And what's going on here, even though you may hate Facebook and hate social media, American adults spend 40 minutes a day scrolling through this page. They see what their friends are doing. They see what they're eating. They see where they're traveling to. They see their grandkids, right? But you see this little Home Depot thing here? Oh, it's there for a second. Where did it go? There was an ad there for Home Depot. The ads show up right here, right? And that's awesome because now here's Ringo Starr. I guess he's got the show coming to town, right? Your ad shows up right here where Ringo is. But what you have to know about Facebook is I didn't come here looking for anything about Ringo Starr. I don't even put it, it sounds like anywhere. Okay. But I am going to Lake Tahoe, and somehow Facebook knows that, right? And so relevant ads are showing up in front of me based on super smart stuff, right? But for you, when you run an ad, it's, hey, I want people who live in this area. And that's great. And so I might actually see an open house or a home that you're selling and it's, oh, I'm in this area. That is important. I'm going to click and you're going to capture a lead. And that's why it can work really well. But when we have a question of that we really need help with, hey, I've got a bad headache, or where can I get a good steak in New York? Or where's a great hotel in Los Angeles? Or how do I sell my home? People don't go to Facebook asking those questions. They go to google.com. This is the number one website in the country. And I think it's number one in the world, but definitely in the US, it's number one. And 86% of all questions asked on the internet happen on this website. How do you become effective on the number one website on the internet? An ad is a really easy way, because if you want to play the SEO game, I don't really recommend it. It looks like the biggest ripoff. I've seen agents get ripped off so many times over the years. And because guys with SEO companies can say, hey, you really need the service because the internet's important and you got to rank and all this nonsense. And they don't tell you that, oh yeah, the algorithms change like 2 or 3 times a year. And so they got to rebuild it for you, and that they're just going to stop responding. That's usually the story that I hear from so many realtors. I can't even get a hold of these people. Right. I would avoid all of that SEO nonsense. And wherever or however you decide you want to run an ad on the number one website in the country, I would tell you, use our $30 a month software, right? Create an ad. You're going to target Pleasanton. All people go to this website. 86% of all people go to this website and run it there, right? Now, here's one thing I want to give you a caveat. First of all, the Google ad software is a $30 a month ad. It doesn't come with our normal $60 a month. But also, these leads are some of the priciest leads. We've got a client, I was talking to a client a couple of weeks ago, and he's, yeah, we are so glad to see your software because you make it so much easier. And he says, and they're in the Houston, Texas area. And he said, yeah, these leads cost us $30 each. Well, we run an ad on Facebook, or no, on Google. These seller leads are costing us $30 each. And he's like, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. But, our homes sell at X, and we are totally comfortable spending this much money to get that much commission. Well, I don't know what the math is in your neighborhood, but you might want to think about that. And I definitely recommend, if you are a realtor who's going to be in this industry for a while, that you look seriously at Google if you want more listings in your business. I don't recommend it for trying to get buyer leads. You can, but I don't think it's worth the money, frankly. And I know from Facebook that we can get you $3 leads that have an ROI. Right. So I would go that route. So that's the story. Right? We can, oh, I didn't get into marketing listings. Better go look there. Sheesh. Sorry. Your listing should flow automatically into the system. We look at your email, if it's an MLS, and you have active listings, they should flow it automatically. If you don't have active listings, you could manually add a listing. Like, I would totally recommend that if you sold something in the past 60 days and you're new to us, put the listing in here and market that home as sold to help you get more listings. You might also be holding an open house for another agent. Maybe that agent's too busy, and you can drop in the zip code and the MLS ID and grab it. And then we're going to create all these tools, right? And that could be really helpful for you. So let's look here. We got this one in Rockland. I'm going to edit this. We don't always get open house data from the MLS. If you are having an open house, I highly recommend that you market it for more than 5 days. I know that's difficult for a lot of realtors, but when our clients do that, when they're like marketing 5 or 7 days, they're getting like 50 to 80 plus leads from one house. And some of those leads end up being listing leads, right? Because they can see all the marketing that you're doing. So I definitely recommend that. So when you click on market listing, these are all the things that we've created. And if you read them, I don't know what shops you're with, you probably have tools that sound like art. The difference is our tools capture leads. Yours focus on branding. And branding is cool, but branding is not phone number. And if you want to talk to people, which is really important if you're going to be in any business, using our tools is going to help you out. Now, the first thing we drop you on is Facebook and Instagram ads. We looked at it over there on the ads page, but we make it very simple for you right here. That's the most important thing. Create ad. You're done. Social media post is the second most important thing. A post is different from an ad. A post is just something you go over there and you write, right? You share something. Maybe you copy a link and you post it there. Social media post is the first thing we talked about on setting up on your profile. So what we're looking at here is automatically done. You're not even touching it. You just set it and forget it. If somebody clicks on it, guess what? There's a landing page behind it. There's a single property website. This has all the information on the home. And yes, lead capture is going to be popping up on that one too. Do that as social media auto post. We have a great tool for seller social media. We email this to you. Take 30 seconds to read the message. Follow the instructions. This will get you high quality leads, not from an ad, but from your friends and family of your current clients on Facebook. You definitely want to use this. You want to use it when it's just listed. If you're doing an open house, use it again. And if you are selling a home, you by all means want to use this tool. The nearby homeowner letter here is the number one tool for capturing listing leads that turn into listing contracts. Okay. Got a lot of ways to capture listing leads, but the highest quality leads come from a piece of paper called the nearby homeowner letter. It's right here. And with that, I'm going to take a breath and go over here to show you something that you need to be aware of. This class, it's Get Started. So we talk about a lot of things, but we don't talk about a lot of things in depth. And this right here is our YouTube channel. Okay. It's a videos page. And every class that we do, including the class that we're doing right now, we record. And when I record it, sometimes I say different things because I forget something. But what's important is I don't have time to go down in deep detail on all of the topics because we're just getting started, right? So you got to have an overview of what's working and the setup. Over here, if you scroll down, you're going to see top tools to get more listings. And the reason I bring that up to you is that nearby homeowner letter is on the top of that list. And the way to use it and a deep discussion of it is on that video on our YouTube channel. So I would be checking out these calls, just a couple versions of them. If you want more listings, probably watch, here's top tool listing from 3 weeks ago. Here's one from a month ago. I would be watching a couple of these so that you really get this down. Because if you use our top tools for more listings effectively and consistently, guess what? You're going to get more listings. If you try to watch it one time and forget what's going on, it's not going to help you out, really. It's not going to be that effective. You'll get some automated stuff and you'll get a few leads. We've got clients who can double and triple their business, and they do it with just a handful of tools and using it consistently. You will need to learn how to use it to do that. eFlyer for your database. Again, that's an electronic version of the same page. Open house up top, affect your home value down below. One tool, get leads out of your CRM. Why not? We do create a single property website. It's a virtual tours. We have a luxury version and a legit version. It's your choice, whatever you want to use. A whole open house marketing toolkit, postcards and door hangers, QR codes. You probably don't know this, but we even have a Craigslist posting tool. And I've been having discussions this year with people who are saying, we're just getting really high quality leads from Craigslist. Now, I know a lot of you are newer to the industry, but there might be some of you that remember that Craigslist was a hotbed of lead capture years ago. So much so, that's how we started this company. We had only one tool. It was a one-click posting tool, Craigslist. And we were so effective at capturing leads that we got swept up by some of the biggest national brands. And we took what we learned there and we applied it to everything that a realtor needs. And so here we are today, 13 years later, with a ton of tool and social content and free content with the ability for you to capture both buyers and sellers. So take advantage of all that, right? I do want to point out too, I don't talk about it too often, but these playbooks here, if you're like the kind of person like 99% of all people today, you probably are forgetting everything as I'm talking, right? Like we're just all too distracted. If you want some print tool, I highly recommend that you download this pending and sold marketing and seller PDF guides, especially if you want more listings, right? Maybe you want to have the open house one. So it's sitting on your desk and you have a visual reminder of what kinds of things you have available. All these things they're already created. It's a question of, are you going to use them or not? And the story guys, any questions about anything I've said or something that you just have a question about? Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom left of that nav bar. There's a lot of goofy stuff there. Oh, there's actually one thing that's useful I should mention. Text IVR. If you are using sign rights, if you're in a market where you hang signs, I definitely recommend using text IVR, right? And it's an extra $10 a month and you get 10 codes and the codes live with you. So you can reassign the code to your next listing. I really like text IVR and I'll show you what it is here in just a second. So we have market listing. We go down to sign right and we put two things that are relevant on a site. You can either put a QR code or you can put text this number to that number. That's what you got. Now, a lot of us have become way more comfortable with QR codes ever since COVID, right? But the problem with that is that it takes you to a page that can capture a lead. It takes you to a page. Let's look at it like this, right? And this can capture a lead. But if somebody texts you, if they text you like texting that number, which is you go for the property to that number, now you have their phone number and you know the property they're looking at. So you can right away, you can text it back and say, hey, I see you're in that area. Would you like to set up a time to look at it? Or, hey, that's in that neighborhood. Are you looking for a 3-2 in that area? Or what is your price point? Now with text, you can just text them and find out if you can help them if they like set up. Like, that's a lot smarter than having a QR code, which potentially captures a lead, but no guarantee of that. Okay. It is $10. You get to keep the codes, you get to see, keep the sign writers. I definitely recommend that if that market works for you. Do you have one that is easy to use? Yeah. So the question is, do I recommend a CRM? Let's go over to CRM. So look at that. I think that there are different levels of CRMs out there too. And the first way to think of it is expensive and complicated and not so expensive. That's how I think of it. That's like let's start with the one that I probably, there's two that I recommend. Follow Up Boss and Wise Agent. I actually use Wise Agent personally. And I have set up a lot of CRMs for the various companies that I've worked with over the years. And they are all really idiotically complicated setup. They just are. But Wise Agent, bam, I had just boom, set going. It was just working super fast. Follow Boss I've never used, but we have a lot of clients that use Follow Boss and they love the interaction between our lead system and their CRM. So when I just keep hearing good things about that, so I think it's great. Then you get into next level of complication and cost, and that's Brevity, Chime, KV Core, probably Moxie works, right? These are all good. Sierra Interactive are all good. They're all pretty pricey though. And often I have people come to me and say, "Oh, I don't really want all that. I want your advertising platform, listings to leads, because you're low cost, lots of leads. And I want a cheaper CRM." Right. And so these are all great companies. They all have nice value props that might work for you that you really need. Use them. Right. They all also have some sense of advertising. There's a few things that sound like our tools. Maybe they're as effective. Maybe they're not as effective. Maybe they're taking a percentage of your ad dollars, like 30% of your ad spend, which we don't do. And so they're just, when they're coming in with an all-in solution, they just jack the prices up on you all over the place. So it might still be a great fit. Some of those companies are great companies. We've got thousands of people using all of them. Check it out. If you need a simple, I think what if your business, you need a CRM, follow a Boston top agent or wise agent are really simple and they're low cost and a ton of value, lots of, functionality. We are a low cost lead source. That combination is what every realtor needs. You want to pour more money in and get more fancy stuff that maybe isn't as effective. You got a bunch of other options there too. You can always do that. Let's see here. Any other questions? Follow up boss. Yes. And always says follow up boss 100%. Yeah. A lot of our clients say that. Yeah. So any other question? Yeah. Yeah. See, here's your media setup years, a couple years ago. Don't hear much about it. Sierra Interactive looks like a powerhouse, looks complicated and expensive, but it certainly does a job. This recording will be probably live on our YouTube channel tomorrow. It'll also be in our mastermind group. And I forgot to mention that, but if you're a new client, go to our support team. The support page is on the bottom left down here and ask them to get you in the mastermind group. It's a really great private room. You can't find it if you're not in it. And it's where Scott and I share the new technology that's coming. It's also where clients ask questions and share what they got going on. So you'll see what other agents are doing and it might give you some ideas of what you can try in your business as well. So that's my story today. Yeah. Any other questions? Well, I don't see any. So I will tell you this because somebody mentioned it earlier. The kids are back in school. Realtors are getting back to work. You work until about Thanksgiving. And then half of you are going to take a nap until spring. Those agents who work through the holidays find some of the cheapest lead capture happening online because their competition has left and their dollars, you just get a higher ROI after Thanksgiving. Definitely a week before Christmas, it just like everybody goes to sleep. When you're thinking about how you're going to set up for next year, remember that's a huge opportunity for you. One more. I live in Houston and the Mafford won't do me real good. How do I work around it? Yeah, Alexia, that's what I was saying is that question of Houston is a mess if you're trying to target. And that's where you have to get a custom audience. And I'll go over here. Let's see if I can do it in the YouTube channel. I'm not sure. There's a magnifying glass and I say custom audio. Let's see if we can see here. It might be right. Facebook. I would do, yeah. You see this? It says custom audiences, how to target homeowners, Facebook ad. Look up the word custom audience on our channel. Yeah. I talk about it a fair amount. But I only go in depth every once in a while. I would look at that because creating the audience isn't that difficult. Finding a company who has that, new strategy to get high quality listings. This is all about getting a custom audience. So there's companies like Remind, like Mineshaft, Remind.com. I think they sell lists of homeowners. I think HomeSnap and maybe RedX does this. You buy that list and we have clients who are buying lists of 10,000 homeowners, like especially in a town like Houston, Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah. Title companies will do this. You get that list, you use our custom audience page on our on our ads page. You created it lives in your Facebook account. And whenever you're running an ad that is relevant to those people, they will see it, assuming they're on Facebook at the time of your ad run. So I definitely recommend that highly. I think that the thing that, and I'll wrap it up. I don't see any more questions. If you're looking for listings, here are the things you need to do. You need to send it pending and sold ads on Facebook. You should get a custom audience for all of your farm markets right here and create it on Facebook. And you should target ads that are relevant to those people there. You should use our nearby homeowner letter, which is the letter that I mentioned on the market listings page. And you should be running Google ads. That's how you get listings. And you do all that stuff consistently, you will have more listings. All right, everybody, take it easy. Good luck for the rest of the year. Lean on our support team. They are awesome. And jump on the mastermind group. Let us know if we can help. Bye, everybody.